we're going to be a partner with NASA and be one of their Astro camps. So that'll be fun. Really, that gives us access to curriculum that they offer that is kind of geared towards different NASA projects and what they see kids learning that would eventually be astronauts or engineers.
Welcome to Tech Talk with WSU Tech, where we dive into all things WSU Tech and we highlight the voices within our college community. I'm Dr. Sheree Utash, and today we have the honor of chatting with Paige Lauer. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Well, we're excited to have you. We always like to start off our day and our time together with you telling us what your position is at the college and the work that you're doing. How does it align with our mission?
Absolutely. So my name's Paige Lauer, and I help lead our K-8 STEM outreach at the college. And our goal is to really spark curiosity and give youth and students hands-on learning experiences. So to kind of explain that, I'd like to tell a story about myself.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I was young, we used to go to computer labs, and we would learn, how to do Google searching, and we learned how to type. So I learned how to type, and I really enjoyed it. And I liked that I was good at it, and I got really into it. So in my head, I went, I'm good at computers. I have the confidence. I'm good at computers. So then I went to high school, and I actually took web development classes. And then, as you can imagine, I all of a sudden was on our web team, helping manage our web team. So when it came time to further my education, I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I went, well, I think I'm good at this computer stuff. So then I went to college and MIS and had a career in IT for 6 years. So the reason I tell that is because it sparked the curiosity when I was super young.
Yeah.
So I think that this helps the mission of the college, because if we can spark this curiosity when students are young, they're going to be able to have more job opportunities because they'll know that they can do a lot of different things.
Could not agree more. Curiosity, awareness, finding what they think might be interesting. That's a great story.
Thanks.
How many words could you type a minute?
Oh, I got up to like 95. It was impressive.
I figured you were probably pretty good at it if you loved it. There are so many people at the college that are so excited that you are here as our K-8 person to drive initiatives. And so you had your first experience with some summer school camps this last summer, particularly Girls Rock Science and Grit and Gears. Tell us about those. I mean, what was your experience? What do you think the impact is? And why do you think we're doing it?
Yeah, so I had a great experience, honestly, seeing the camps for the first time, because I got to see all of our faculty and staff and industry partners create these hands-on learning experiences based off what they're doing in classes and then gearing it towards elementary and middle school. And when I saw that, we saw kids have that spark and that light and interest. And then afterwards, at the end of the sessions, the faculty would talk about what they do for their job. Sometimes kids would ask, like, how much money they make. And I love it when they ask that question because it's good money in these types of jobs. So I really enjoyed that experience. I know you started the Girls Rock Science back in 2016.
Yeah, it's been, I think, almost, was it 9 or 10? I think it's been, this summer it'll be 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to do something really cool. 10-year anniversary of Girls Rock.
I hadn't even thought of that. I love it.
Have to do something with that. And then, we started Grit and Gears because for the last, 8 years, we've had so many parents say, why don't you do something for boys? So that was the first experience for that. How do you see those things continuing to grow in the future, and what changes do you plan to make?
Yeah, so I think we've got something really good here. So I definitely see that continuing on. And as we can, growing, especially even the programming and just seeing how are we showing them that all this tech it's high tech, it's innovative, like manufacturing. It's not a dirty place to be, it's a clean place, and kind of breaking those barriers. So I see us continuing that and really building on what we're offering them, maybe even hopefully having more offerings in the future. And then kind of bringing, I like to think of it as camps in the classroom. How can we get that during the school year as well?
So I don't think a lot of people know what we're doing in some of the K-8 classrooms in the city outside of the camps that we do in the summer. Talk about that.
Yes. So during the school year, I see it as we do lots of different things. We're in schools, communities, We also are having students come to our campus. And then we've also had involvement in the sense of like curriculum. So we can start with going into schools. So the Kansas Department of Education, they have a focus on elementary with career awareness and then middle school skill discovery. So what that looks like is when schools reach out, I help fill that need, whether it's connecting a faculty member who we'd love to have somebody in aviation at our career fair. They've got them in these gymnasiums. Or if it's, I went to a third grade class and just told them why people go to college and what is technical education. So that's what it looks like when we go into schools and hopefully expanding that to more hands-on experiences. And then when it comes to coming to campus, we actually offered for the first time this year, our high school partnerships led it, Tyler did, got it planned, but we had our first middle school day.
I love that.
Yeah, it was great. They came to
that.
campus, they got a tour, they got some Future Maker hand-on experience and a little presentation to learn more about it. And then I mentioned curriculum. So then what that looks like is Scott Lucas with manufacturing has gotten Snap-on construction boxes in schools. So
the Build It Better and We Will Build It Better.
yes, yep, exactly. So he's got that in over 20 schools and helped facilitate that. And it's such a great like interactive experience in the classroom. It's like you're having your own little business. They clock in, they do inventory counts. I mean, they do the design process. So it's really like an interactive learning experience that they have, and it provides that curriculum for them. So,
And what's the response of those kids?
their response is really good because what they're seeing is they're finding that they are learning about tools and things, and then they're able to take that home and kind of show off to their parents. And we are seeing now, I'm hoping to see more of the interest in high school too. So now that they have these programs, they now know that they're available to them. And that's a big piece of it is the Future Ready Centers and being able to now like
See themselves there.
see themselves there. Absolutely.
Well, I mean, and it's it's part of what they have to do is they have to make these decisions on these education plans by the time they're in ninth grade, 8th and 9th grade. And how can we expect them to do that if they've never seen it, if they don't have an awareness, if they don't know what that is? And I think that's such an important piece of what we're trying to do. So when you think about engaging young people in technical education, besides the things that we're currently doing, what do you imagine?
Oh, that's a great question.
Because you and I have been talking about some things.
Yes, I would love for students throughout their time in school or over the summers to really get the experience of what it's like to use tools. So whether it's, we've talked about chomp saws.
I was going to say, you got to tell them about the chomp saw.
Yes, we got a chomp saw.
Because I heard you just got one.
Yes, and really, it cuts cardboard, but it is a safe way to do it. I mean, I tried to stick, it's basically a device, and it moves up and down and cuts cardboard, but then kids can use that to build whatever they want. And it's incredibly safe, and it really has that experience of kind of like you're using a real saw without the danger of it. I tried to stick my finger in there, and I can't cut my finger. I think
it cuts it really well.
It really does. Yeah, we made a little airplane to test out, and it worked great. So we're excited about that.
So I know we're looking at, I know we've talked about some NASA things. I know you're looking at some things at the Kansas Aviation Museum and the Education Center. Talk about that.
Yes. So we're going to be a partner with NASA and be one of their Astro camp. So that'll be fun. Really, that gives us access to curriculum that they offer that is kind of geared towards different NASA projects and what they see kids learning that would eventually be astronauts or engineers. So we're excited to do that training and get that in at least our Girls Rock Science Camp and see how else we can incorporate it. And then you mentioned something else.
Kansas Aviation Museum.
Kansas Aviation Museum, yes. Well, we're excited. Sheree was able to get us a booth there that's going to be WSU Tech sponsored. So we are brainstorming with them right now and seeing what we can get to fit in the space. And I don't want to promise anything, but it's going to be pretty cool.
That's good. That's good. Again, just another touch point in the community to those that are pre-K through 8, right?
Absolutely.
How does WSU Tech, what can WSU Tech and the community do to support you?
I love that question. So I'll say right now, I'm so thankful for our faculty with the camps. I mean, they did an amazing job getting involved, getting those activities. So I see that as we get more hands-on experiences, really partnering with them to make sure we're getting stuff that is that high tech, what they need in the classrooms or what they see in the classrooms to make it relevant. And then also I see with our community, so when I go into schools, it's really great for me to go in there, but how cool would it be is if we had someone, let's say we have a retired pilot and they go, I would love to go and do an elementary school and read a book about airplanes and then tell them about what I do. Especially kids getting to see diverse backgrounds there too. So if you fit a diverse background, it's really great for kids to get to see someone in all different areas because we've got a diverse workforce. So,
and we have a very diverse school district.
Absolutely.
Where there's, I think, 72 languages spoken. I think that's right. I may be low.
Oh, I did not know that, but now that you're saying it, I'm a little surprised, but then not surprised at the same time because it sounds true. Yeah.
So you're a vision girl. I know that. So where do you see all this going? What's your dream? Because you've got kind of the blank canvas that has just some things. We had middle school camps. We have Girls Rock. We have Grit and Gears for the very first time. Where do you see all this going?
Oh, man.
What does it look like?
I mean, I would love to have a place where students can go and get these hands-on experiences, but teachers, we could have equipment for teachers to check out, ways that we could give them the curriculum that they need to use it. So let's say we had a set of chomp saws and maybe we have them here and they come here and have that experience. Maybe we send them out to the schools and they get to have that experience in their classrooms, or we help facilitate that. So I really just would love to see growing that and having just more of that hands-on piece that will inspire the confidence they need.
So my oldest granddaughter has been to Girls Rock Science for 3 years, I believe. And this year, when the last day when she came over to my office after it was over and we're driving home, she said, this is my best week out of my entire year. I love Girls Rock Science. And I said, well, what could make it better? And she said, well, you could do it for 4 weeks. So I'm just throwing that feedback out to you, not suggesting that we do it for 4 weeks. And her comment was, I'll stay with you and Papa from Monday through Friday. You take me home on Friday night and I'll come back on Sunday night for Girls Rock Science for 4 weeks.
I love that.
And I said, Ella, that's a great idea and one that would probably get me in a lot of hot water. So what you're doing and what you're building is so incredibly important because I do believe that kids can't be what they can't see. And they need that exposure. They need to be curious. They need to have an awareness. That's just such an important piece of what we're going to do. So I appreciate all that you're doing, all that I know you're going to do. And I'm just going to keep sending you ideas like crazy, like I've been doing. Doesn't mean you have to act on all of them. I just want you to think through them as you get them. And I just so appreciate the what you're going to do and how this is going to continue to grow. And just I want you to always remember how many lives that you are touching as those kids between the Future Maker Lab and the work that you're doing and going to continue to do and build out. The incredible impact you're having on young kids as they think about what they want to do next in their life, just like you did.
Thanks, Sheree. I appreciate that. It's a blessing to be a part of, honestly.
Okay, well, exciting to have you. Looking forward to all the things I know you're going to do. So thank you for coming on today. Thank you for being with us.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
You bet. Thank you for tuning in to Tech Talk with WSU Tech. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And until next time, stay connected and keep exploring the incredible work happening here at WSU Tech.